let us allow the Labour Party candidate tell us about the issue of corruption. If you are elected into office, will you be pursuing corruption cases in the state?
By the grace of God, when we come to power, we'll not have time going after whether somebody is corrupt or not. We are going to go straight to what our agendas are to make sure we give the people what they need. And again, we are going to make sure we are transparent by giving the people of Edo State quarterly accountability of our stewardship to the people. We are going to carry the people along. We are going to make sure that the people know how much is coming in and how much we've been spent, and we carry them along in the projects we've been executed. And by the grace of God, we are going to make sure that the civil servant and the pensioners receive their salary first before we, the executive, receive our salary. That is a sure banker. And again, we are going to make sure that we in the Labour Party, we are going to carry everybody along because we believe Edo State belongs to every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you. So we move straight to the issues of security. Security is very important for the people of this state. Sulaiman, if you may go now.
Let me start with Mr. Areologbe. You know, visitors who usually come to Benin City, you get to hear advice, cautioning them not to move, especially at night, while prospective visitors are even discouraged from traveling through Benin, which is a gateway state to so many parts of the country. What plans do you have? What plans do you have for security, knowing full well that sometimes when some people are coming to Benin, they are warned not to get to Benin?
Okay. You see, when we come on board, by the grace of God, we are going to make sure we are going to be, how they call, community policing. That is going to partner with the security agents. And by so doing, we are going to make sure we get the youths who are not employed, get them involved. That what we call, we have a code called Watch Your Back. How are we going to do this? They're going to make sure every community, we have people around to monitor who is coming in and who is going out of the community, and we are going to make sure they communicate also with the security operatives to make sure if unwanted person is in that community, for example, we are going to communicate with the law enforcement agent to show that somebody that is not part of this community is around, and we'll check that person. You see, when the community is safe, investors will come in. Thank you.
Mr. Ize-Iyamu, you're not new to government. You've been there before. In fact, you've had a taste of both with the PDP and a stint with the APC before coming back to the PDP. You should have a recipe to solving this, because it might also worry you when you hear people advise their families not to go out in the night.
Well, it's a multi-pronged approach. The first thing is that we need to invest in security. We need to ensure that we give funds to the security agencies for vehicles, for communication, and even allowances. We also need to fund our local vigilantes and communal police. The state government presently collects at least 500 million every month as security vote. It's pathetic that out of this, they give the Edo State Police Command 5 million naira a month, which is just 1% of what they collect. That itself shows that the government do not see the seriousness about investment in security. Edo State is the only state in the south-south that do not have a tracking device. When kidnappers strike, in other states they invested in it. In Edo State, when people are kidnapped, we have to go to neighboring states to beg for tracking device. These are things that we can get. Communication is key. If we had repeater stations all over the state, the police will be able to communicate with themselves faster and be able to apprehend criminals. Government is not doing that. Again, we need to create jobs. The present system where people are being kept in the parks and they are not giving permanent jobs will not help. If our people are gainfully employed, I want to tell you that the level of crime will drop. So we need to create jobs in a very defined manner, not assumption that when industries come, they might take people. We have a clear plan. For example, it is clear that in Edo State, we lack teachers. The only time we employed teachers in this state was when we were in government, and we employed over 4,000. But today, there are no teachers at all. I mentioned just now that in the entire state, we only have 17 teachers.
Thank you so much. Mr. Ize-Iyamu, if I may quickly ask you, you have criticized the issue of security votes. If you were elected Edo State governor, would you advocate for the scrapping of that fund?
Well, even if it's going to be retained, it must be used in a transparent and judicious manner.
Would you be advocating for the scrapping of security votes?
If the government wants to scrap it, I have no objection. But if it's going to be used, then let it be used in a transparent and judicious manner. We have vigilantes. They have never been supported. I'm telling you how much is given to the police. 1% of the security votes. Who are those that the governor is going to spend the other 99% on? So for me, the security vote should not just be money for the governor to play with. If it's security vote, then let it be used for security reasons.
All right. Benin City and Edo State look so much like a transit point. A lot of people pass through these states a lot of the time from some part of the north to some part of the southeast. Mr. Onaiwu of APGA, how do you hope that you will be able to curtail the issue of crime in a city like this, where day and night people move in and out of the state?
Thank you so much. When we talk about security, you have to look at the root cause of insecurity. You talk about security because there is unemployment in the land. First and foremost, you talk about Benin being a transit city. Edo State is known as the heartbeat of the nation. People coming from the west, from the east, from the north. The major priority is to lift up the street. When we were growing up, Urubi, Iyao was not the same Urubi we are seeing today. Because passerbys in those days, they used to stay over in Benin to do their business. But today, the place is no longer safe. When you come into Benin in the night, the city is totally in darkness. And we've had two successive governments since 1999. They were unable to do anything for the people of Edo State. For me, as the next governor of Edo State, in God's grace, what we intend to do about insecurity, first and foremost, you lift up the street. Because once you are able to lift up the street, you will find people. The vigilante will have opportunity of knowing what's happening in the environment. We also have to encourage neighborhood watch. When we were growing up, we knew those that were thieves in our neighborhood. But today, we don't know them anymore. So we must bring back neighborhood watch. By the time we have neighborhood watch, we'll be able to know how violence is coming out from the government. Then the third one, investing in the Nigerian police force, partnering with the Nigerian police force.
We must allow Mr. Obaseki to touch on the issue of security before we go on this break. Mr. Obaseki, a lot of people would say for commerce and trade to thrive, security is very important. You are preaching continuity. Are you satisfied with the way security is being run today? Kidnapping is on the rise in this region. Does the state even have any tracking device to track down kidnappers in this state?
Thank you very much. I think as we move into the future, we have to be careful the way we play our politics. Politics should not be about lying. It should be about telling people the facts and the difficulties thereof. From listening to the pastor, I'm really shocked that he could make such broad, sweeping statements which are totally incorrect. Under the PDP government in this state, and we're all witnesses, kidnapping got to its peak. Even my mother was kidnapped. But yeah, over the years, we've continued to address the issue of security. Like you said, it's because of our unique location, which has its advantages, it also poses its security challenges. And what have we done? We have collaborated with the military and the police to create, a force that, tackles security. We have invested with the police in technology to try and track kidnappers. And today, outside of perhaps Rivers State, Edo is one of the most secure states in the south of Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much.
We have not resolved. We have not resolved the issues of all the issues related to security.
Thank you so much.
But we have made some progress.
Mr. Obaseki, we must go on a break. We take a breather and we return with one of the most important parts of this debate. Rebuttals in this debate is very important. We'll be right back. Stay with us.